those ellipsis boys make a laugh at a party. I said those ellipsis boys make a laugh.
All Systems Go is my party song. This song pretty much just celebrates that turning point in a night where you know shit's about to get real, and I wanted to kind of immortalize that, seeing as I'm very okay with turning the danger meter all the way up. I wrote the second verse of this song when I was 15, bar the very last line. When my home situation changed as a kid, everyone was kind of really upset, as you'd expect, but I was kind of too young to understand it that deeply, so I just became really quiet. So it never really got addressed, and as I grew up a little bit more, I was starting to see the effect that that split had had on my folks and the bitterness kind of emerging in my relationships. They were both set back about 7 or 8 years in just, you know, starting over and getting new mortgages and you know, kind of hitting reset on everything. I can only imagine how frustrating that would have been, but because I didn't understand it, all I could see is that they were both felt really hard done by the other party. It felt like they were right. It felt like somebody had been hard done by more than the other. But because both of their stories were the same, as I grew up, I started to feel like one of them must have been lying to me. And I didn't know who, and I didn't know how, but that's just how I felt at the time. As I grew up a lot, obviously I realized that it was just the effect that it had on them. They were both set back so far from it. So the song's really just about my confusion as a kid, but I wanted to keep it in the album because I felt like there's always going to be people who are confused, and there's so many ways to misunderstand someone. And I think a lot of kids would benefit from it too. My folks are both settled into new relationships now, and they're really happy, and I'm proud of them for that, because it shows a real lust for life. Leave is your standard pack your bags song. I wrote it about 5 years ago. I found an old stunt recording on one of my old phones, and I thought there was a charm to it that I felt was missing from the album. So I revisited it, I restructured all the writing to bring it back up to the way I write now, and that's pretty much it. I think the sample itself has a really Adelaide-esque feel to it as well, which I really love. Kind of sounds like waking up in the hills. Let the Party Begin featuring Trials is a song obviously with an old friend of mine. Me and Trials had actually recorded maybe 2 or 3 songs over the past few years, and you know, I'd started recording the album there initially with him years and years ago. So it was always kind of scattered though, due to just his work commitments. You know, he does always events, draft. He likes to keep busy, as I do. But this time around, I just hit him up towards the end of my recording process, so I knew what I needed, which is really important when you work with someone who's so focused and always on it. But the song came together really easy. I mean, we did it in a day. Trials made the beat, which is an absolute stinker, and then proceeded to smash the verse as well. Classic behavior. I've Gone Crazy was a song I wrote in about 10 minutes flat. I've been kind of struggling with sleeping and just ultra stressed for about 18 months, and you know, I was under an immense amount of pressure, which was manifesting itself in other things. It was around the time that I was recording City 3, and although I wasn't resting, I was working so hard, I was starting to become quite unhealthy. You know, I wasn't really leaving the house all that much, and I'd opt to stay in instead of catch up with people. It played with my temper and my patience, and kind of flared up my already deteriorating situation, which was, you know, wildly in debt, unsure of the future, you know, stage 5, bottom of the barrel type shit. But one night I was so unrested that I actually started to black out for 10 or 15 seconds at a time. Like, I'd be outside and then I'd blink and I'd be in my room in my bed, or you know, I'd be brushing my teeth and then I'd come to and I'd be at the computer, and that kind of freaked me out. And I was like, that was the time that I wrote the song and started to pull my shit together. Take Me Away was me basically taking stock of what my situation actually was, and you know, realizing that I can't keep doing the same shit and acting the same way and expecting to get anywhere. I kind of felt like I was heading full steam ahead to fuck everything up. So it was kind of realizing that, and also just wanting to escape it all. Like, you know, everything's the same every day, and how many times can I keep showing up late to work before they fire me? How many times do I miss someone's call before they stop calling and shit like that. It's kind of self-reflective, I suppose, but more analytical and kind of like, you know, I think every now and again you need to take stock of what the fuck you're doing so you don't completely ruin everything. Not a Test has my crew Pagan Ellipsis on it. After the One Way Ticket album and Down Like This, everyone kind of went off on their solo endeavours. Prime did Good Morning. I did the If the City Had a Voice mixtapes and kind of picked up where I left off there. And everyone in the crew was writing new material, so I wanted to get everyone on a song for the album. I felt like it wouldn't feel right to not do a song with the crew and have everyone be a part of this piece. So I pretty much just made a beat, sent it to all the boys, and that one pretty much came back crushed. Last Ride Home I wrote on my 22nd birthday while we were on the road. It was, my birthday fell on like a Tuesday or a Wednesday or something. We'd just done New South Wales and we're about to do Queensland the following weekend. And we actually drove to New South Wales, me and my DJ, Hacksaw, and that's where the line sleep deprived riding the A20 comes from. And that's a long fucking highway. I was just on the road for the first time and just really reveling in meeting all these people who kind of share an excitement for this music still. Not only do they like it, but it makes them want to party and it makes them want to celebrate. And that was an exciting time. I remember playing the sample to a few people and everybody was like, "What are you gonna write on this? Or how are you gonna rap on this?" This is like it sounds like a religious record or something. But I made it work. Suckers.
So I just do the parts I know as it runs through my mind. I'm a lost ride home. Life's a song, but I only know the chorus. When I try to turn it up.
Yo, my album Where It Starts comes out March 1st. Pre-order it now, or I'll smash your dad. Death, crowbar, iron bar, salad bar.
I'm a traveling man. About to reach my destination. About to reach my destination.